Fucking hot. Oh yeah. Sarah's always keeping it sexy. Look at that cleavage. That is one fine piece of ass. Glad she left Dave. She could do so much better. Fox.
I have a theme song. Yep, and here it is. If you haven't heard it, it is my theme song. It's something I created myself called Mr. Right.
You make me melt away. You're Mr. Right, my Mr. Right, too good to be true. You spin my world around, 'cause you're the peace I find. If you sweep me off my feet, my heart stops to beat. 'Cause you make me melt away. You're Mr. Right, my Mr. Right, too good to be true.
All right, we are here, ready to go.
Hello, everyone. Hello. Let me turn this shit on. Hi, Luxie. Hi, Isaiah. Hi, Heaps. Yeah. Hi, Val420. Hi, Pink Lava. Hi, Smelly Cat. Hi, Victory for Cake. Hi, Fat Pickle Prostitute Llama. Thank you for the banana pudding. Hi, Randive. Hi, Luxie. Hi, Gary Cool Boobs. Hi, Ricky Mork. Hi, Chapman. Hi, Wafters. Hi, Smelly Cat. Hi, Val. Hi, Keldoge. Hi, Chapman. Hi, Ruffit. Hi, Aurorilla. Hi, Isaiah. How are you guys doing tonight? Hi, Star Turk. What is Fat Pickle's profile picture? It was, he had a profile picture, or she, I'm not sure. But they had a profile picture. It was me with a fucking unicorn horn on my head. How offensive. I didn't consent to that. Fire Racer, hi. So anyway, how are you all doing tonight? Hi, Ricky Mork from Kick. Before I forget, you can watch on Kick as well. I'm multi-streaming on Kick. There are a few people in the Kick chat. If you are in the Kick chat, be sure to follow and subscribe, okay? I need the... I need your Kick money, okay? I don't know how anybody gets any traction on Kick. I'm like persistently one viewer Andy on Kick. I don't understand it. It doesn't matter. So, I just want to really quickly address the fact that, like, I am intentionally and specifically moving to a completely different subject. One, because it's interesting to me and I want to. And two, because I have already said at least twice now that people should stop talking about this stuff until, you know, we have more information at least. But they want to drag this into week number 2, so I'm going to go ahead and talk about something else. And what we're talking about is David Sponheim. Also, if you're on YouTube, hit the like button, and we have a super chat goal, okay? So I realize this isn't girl worldy enough for a lot of you. I would encourage all of you to break out of this fucking bubble and watch something else for once. That's what I'm here to provide. If not, fine, but like, seriously, like, this guy's pretty interesting. I wouldn't even really consider him like a politics cow, and this isn't really going to be about politics, like, at all. But I did make a video about David Sponheim for the election, okay? So this was in 2024. And Keldos, I don't know if you're here, but can you link the video you did, the stream you did yesterday? Because Keldos reacted to this video, but it's the worst presidential candidate ever, David Sponheim. Okay?
These uncertain.
And so, I mean, I don't know. Buffweeb said it was a good video. He thought it was pretty good. So, oh look, there he is with the fucking picture now. He thought it was good, so I appreciate the compliment. But y'all feel free to check it out on your own time. I'm going to give you like a brief rundown of who this guy is first, because I know this guy is probably new to a lot of people. The biggest takeaway is this man has been running for president since 2008, okay? And he started off by starting up an America's Third Party. And the whole idea was to just persistently promote himself on YouTube. So, hold on. Let me get the playlist that I have up here. So let's go through this real quick.
Hi, I'm David John.
And as for the quality, remember, this is 2008 YouTube. That's why, you know, do you guys remember in like the early 2000s, you had these people that it felt like they were still stuck in the late 80s? Press 1 if you remember that. And like, I think there's still a few of them out there. Not like Amish, but just like aesthetically stuck in the 80s. The late 80s, specifically. Right before the 90s. Claris boy, hello. So, that's what these two give. Like I said, 2008.
Sponheim, America's write-in presidential candidate for 2008. Are you tired of the two-party system? Are you looking for a centrist alternative? You found it at americasthirdparty.com. Go there and check it out. Talk to us, contribute, and participate in America's Third Party.
Are you tired of the two-party system? I am. That's why I joined America's Third Party.
Now, this is Sarah, his lovely former wife. Now, I say wife, but apparently they weren't married at all. And they were together for like 26 years. Now, she recently up and left and took the goddamn RV with her. And from my understanding, this all happened about like 2 weeks ago. And David has been ruminating about this on stream repeatedly. Hennessy Granger, thank you so much for the $2. I really appreciate it. This is why you might want to give me super chat, because so I can reach the goal, okay? Because we might want to actually deep dive this.
I'm David John Sponheim, and I approve this message.
So, a little bit about Sarah. Sarah would end up running for like the Washington State Senate. And she actually did reasonably well. This was the thing, was I was in David's chat last night, and he made some comment about how, like, he told Sarah she'd never get 5%, you know, running as a third-party candidate. And that pissed me off, because she got fucking 10% in that primary running as a third-party candidate. But, like, no, she didn't have a chance after what you're about to see. But watch Sarah first.
So I'm starting a new political party with the help of David, John, because I do think that America needs new action and a new place in government because not enough is being done to change the way we live. Everything's kind of just, we're accepting the status quo when so much more is possible. If we just work together, we can make this world really a better place. I mean, yes, Al Gore started this call to action, which is great, but I think that we really need a new vision for all of America. What we need to revamp everything, change everything.
Yes. Change everything. So, like, you know, Sarah, I feel like, to be perfectly honest, as ridiculous as, like, everyone will be about how she looks, whatever, like, I think she was the only one with half a brain around these parts. And she was, like, you know, helping him with this whole party thing. And so she ran for fucking state senate. But David's a huge fucking narcissist. And, like, after he did the blackface thing, she had no chance of running for fucking anything. Just like he didn't. I'm sorry, let me catch up on the super chats. I was born in 2007, so this is news to me. Great camera angle here. Thank you, Wafters. Thank you, Victory for Cake. Breaking news, Sarah Hart has been confirmed to have eloped with David's estranged brother, Denny Sponheim of America's Fourth Party. Okay, tell me for real, is Denny Sponheim a real person? I know, I've heard about Connie, okay? So David has this apparently just as eccentric sister named Connie Sponheim. And, like, there's a lot of fucking lore here. Because this guy, like, was basically, the reason I know about this guy is he was kind of, like, moderately popular on 4chan around the same time I was, like, moderately popular on 4chan. Denny Sponheim is just Lot Lizard. I knew it. You and Sarah need to wear matching blouses. Well, the thing that freaked me out was last night Dave was talking about contacting her family. He's like, well, she contacted my cousin. Why can't I contact her family? I'm like, David, let this go. I want to emphasize that I'm approaching this with a little bit of empathy because I'd be remiss to not say that it doesn't remind me of, like, you know, all that shit that went down with T. Rucker. But at the same time, you don't know what the fuck is real or not with David. So here is why David Sponheim went viral. I am not going to play the video. If you want to play the video, go watch my video that I did on it if you want to see the blackface video. But this is what made him go viral. And to this day, Dave will still defend this as being like, this is free speech, which is true. And I was doing it to get attention on a brand new third party, right? But, like, he did it multiple times even after the fact. And, like, I know he's just rage baiting, but at the end of the day, you have to have some goddamn limits, right? So, like I said, I'm not going to play it, but, you know, as much as I know Dave is a piece of shit, I do feel...
Let's be clear. I'm broke.
No, let's not be clear. I do feel some amount of empathy for him. I found this clip from fucking Rodney, which apparently... So Rodney is the guy that does the David Sponheim channel. And I don't know anything about him. Somebody was, like, trying to warn me about him. He seems really upset that David did blackface, but Rodney also seems like the type to, like, use slurs. So, you know what I mean? Like, this is not, like, the most moral-centric area of the internet. This is all Vaughn Live, and I'll show you guys Vaughn Live here in a minute. Mark Vaughn told him he's not allowed to show the blackface anymore on Vaughn 2. Oh, Mark Vaughn actually fucking did that? I'm actually surprised he did that. That's the reason why Vaughn Live has the blackface rule. That is fucking ridiculous that they had to make a blackface rule at all. So anyway, Dave used to do call-ins at one point, and people used to be kind of lewd about Sarah.
Johnny B? Yeah, you have a question, Johnny. Go ahead. Well, basically, Max said, what do you think about Trump's Jerusalem saying, I think it's bad, not for peace for Israel? I think that the Jerusalem thing will cause wars and trigger hostility. The key to paradise is avoid people that are scumbags and find a really good person in your life like I did with Sarah. Go ahead.
Hey, Dave, sorry we got off on the wrong foot earlier, man. It's the holiday season. We shouldn't get heated with one another.
No, I just think you're a Zionist, and I'm not a Zionist, so... Anyway.
Really? All right, well, hey, man, let's get back on topic here. Does Sarah have any good spanking stories?
See what I mean? He comes in here and he tries to demoralize our show.
If you didn't hear him, he said, does Sarah have any good spanking stories? Now, I don't know where this spanking meme came from. I don't follow David that closely.
It's unbelievable. Adam Kokesh tried to do that in an interview.
And the idea, and I don't know about this either, David apparently had Adam Kokesh on his fucking stream at one point. Why the two were even humoring each other, I don't know. Because Adam Kokesh is like an actual, like, political cow. Like, he is... That guy's a whole fucking... That's a whole other story. But apparently Adam Kokesh was calling up and, like, sexualizing Sarah. And Dave had to block him or some shit.
And did you get that one? I'll get it. Adam Kokesh tried to do that in an interview with us, and I hung up on him. I couldn't believe it. He was demoralizing Sarah, talking about sex. Men think it's okay to talk about sex with women, and this is the type of groping activity that is so exemplary in people like this person who just called. He's verbally groping in his way of talking to demoralizing women in his conversations.
Like, this was always kind of the problem with this type of content, is like you almost passively encourage it the more that you complain about it. And this is like a lesson that I feel like everyone on that side of the internet needs to understand, is that, like, when you passively, like, bitch and moan about something, you're basically asking for more of it, okay? You can view it from a metaphysical perspective or from a fucking, like, actually there's just assholes everywhere on in life that will use that. But, like, that's the thing. The more you complain about something, the more you kind of passively encourage it.
What's a true story? About me? Yeah, everything I say is true. Yeah, my mother was in a car accident in 65. And you have another question? Go ahead.
All right, so let's get to the whole breakup thing. So apparently, Sponheim Hart breakup, Sarah takes the RV. Like I said, most of these clips are from David Sponheim, but I link both the channels in the description.
His personal anguish into something funny. Yeah, that'll be good. We'll make David's personal anguish into something funny.
Now, the thing about it is, like, I had noticed that Sarah has stopped showing up, like, on the shows, like, a few years ago. And so she's, like, kind of been MIA for a while. But apparently she moved out and, like, came back and, like, took the RV. I guess he knew she was taking the RV. But, like, that was the other thing I was going to say, is I've been noticing Dave has been, like, deteriorating. Like, he is, like... He looks like he's been crashing out over the past few years as well. Like, I think the less that Sarah wanted to be involved with this, the more, like, he started to freak out. What I'm not understanding, and correct me if I'm wrong, wasn't Sarah the only one bringing money into the house? Like, how the fuck is he gonna do this? Like, so he lives in his he inherited his parents' house, and so he doesn't really have to worry about, like, the mortgage or anything. But, like, I don't know how he's gonna... Does he make any real income off of this? She lived in a shed in the backyard for a really long time because COVID broke both of them really badly. What? She lived in a shed? How deep does this fucking story go?
So anyway, they got me a haircut, and I would never not use short hair. I mean, short hair is easier to shampoo with. You don't have to worry about it. It does its thing. But anyway, let's move on.
You need to move on, dude. 60 years ago.
And you will hear Rodney commentating over this, and he may make some lewd remarks, so be aware. He's not exactly the most thoughtful reactor. Yeah, I don't know
I
this
believe
shed
that
story.
I am the best person for the job of President of the United States. My unique talents give me the ability to be assertive and diplomatic at the same time. I'm a person who will spike the conversation, who will get politics rolling and stimulate new questions and new answers to our current political dilemma.
This is just his intro. I think I can skip it.
We, the people, have had enough
Sarah's
corporate
had enough.
control of our lives, enough bullshit from the top down. We don't need our individual freedoms impaled or impinged upon.
Like,
Yet we see
Sarah,
this all the time.
hit the road.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Technology Thursday show. I'm David Sponheim, and you know that already. Every day is an effort in redundancy and creativity. So being the show is incredibly redundant insofar as the format's the same every night and the opening's the same.
Yeah, so the only thing that's different about his shows is, like, he changes the title. It's, like, Conspiracy Monday and, like, now I can't remember any of the other ones, but, like, you know, Wellness Wednesday or some shit like that. I don't know. But, like, he would do all of these like days, but like they're all basically Conspiracy Monday because he's a big conspiracy theorist. He's basically like a discount Alex Jones.
I'm going to be expanding out now that Sarah has decided to leave my life completely. And it's very sad for me to experience this. Sarah's going through some sort of a personal crisis,
Truth
and I just thought I'd give her
Tuesday,
space,
thank you.
and I saw her today. We had a big day. The weirdest things happened. I prepped the entire RV so she'd have everything she wants. And she just literally came by 20 minutes before she said she'd be here and grabbed it, took off. It's like, what?
So she showed up early just to avoid him and just took the RV.
Oh my gosh.
Ah, fuck. That's great.
It is rough.
Like, according to him, Sarah is, like, leaving him on red, like, blocked all contact with him, wants nothing to do with him right now.
But she didn't, unbeknownst to me, I was about ready to take one more item out to the RV and because I was thinking of her like a hand sanitizer. And the RV was gone. It's like, oh my God. So she had keys for it. She just didn't have the main keys, the originals. So she texted me, and she didn't talk to me for an entire week. And mind you, I never said a bad word to her, didn't even raise my voice. She's just going through some sort of a metabolic problem. And she did get a blood test. So
Now, this is his biggest theory, is that, and I drug it out of him last night, and we might watch that if I have time. But he basically keeps saying she has hyperthyroidism, and so she's having a metabolic issue, and that's why she left him. That's his theory, is she left him because she's having a metabolic issue. And I was like, I didn't know metabolism can do that. And he's like, erratic behavior? Yeah, this is erratic behavior. I'm like, No, dude. Like, you're the one with the erratic behavior.
For all of you concerned.
Can you link his channel? Sure. So, I guess I'll show y'all, too. I have to look it up every time. So, the website is Vaughn Live, and they did update it recently, but, like, this website was made in, like, 2012 to compete with, in fact, let me show you this, too. So, this David Sponheim channel, this Rodney guy, let me show you this first. He apparently, he's got clips of a lot of the Vaughn Live people. A lot of the people that stream on Vaughn Live and I think iVlog, which apparently is still a thing. But what I noticed is he has a bunch of clips of that Sam guy that Bali always watches. So she has, like, this guy has clips of Sam. I don't know anything about Sam, but I just know Bali watches him. But anyway, Vaughn Live was, like, made in, like, I think 2012 to compete with Justin TV. And, wait, you know what? I can get it from the Cool Rock. CoolRock.com. Don't go to CoolRock.com. It's not safe. Here. Vaughn.live/ATP show. Is he live now? No. There you go. There's the link to David Sponheim's channel. This website, Vaughn Live, is run by Mark Vaughn, who I would argue is a cow himself, but I won't go into that today. But yeah, so anyway, Vaughn Live is like where old people go to retire. Like, a lot of it is like, it's like where, like, old live streamers are supposed to go retire. Look at this. It's just a camera of, like, a fucking bird feeder. And it's gonna be some copyrighted music, so I have to mute it. And it's, like, a lot of just, like, old people. I don't know how else to explain it other than they're old people. Like, I feel like this is where Michelle needs to stream. No, I'm kidding. But, like, it's a very, like, old website that people just don't really use that much. But, anyway. And also, I noticed something else on the Cool Rock website that just blew my mind. There is an entire, like, Quake. I can play Quake right on his fucking website for some reason. I don't know why, but I love this game. And it runs way too well. Anyway, I'm sorry I had to do that. That may have been too loud. But anyway, back to this. So Sarah shows up 20 minutes early just to avoid Dave Sponheim. And takes the RV and leaves.
Concerned about Sarah, she did get a blood test. She told me that. So she'll find out and
hyperthyroidism.
Get what she needs to calm down. But her depression she's had all of her life, she blames on me.
Good idea.
I'm the reason, according to her, even though her assistants, that people that she talks to on social networks, Sarah's very active with
don't I know
self-help social networks. Let's just call it. I'm not going to call it by name, but she's very active with self-help groups, and they told her that David's fine, but it's your dad you're really upset at. It's like, okay.
So apparently she went to a therapist, and I think that's what he's saying is she went to a therapist, and the therapist said that you have daddy issues. It's not David. You have daddy issues. David Sponheim's perfect.
It didn't sink in. So I'm to blame for everything, including telling her to get a blood test. So she basically said, well, I don't really want to go on a trip either, because clearly she didn't want to go on the trip at all. She just wanted the RV, and she's been planning this for a long time. So when we bought the RV last year and put the new hot water heater in it and got it all up and running, she was not really going to go back east with me. That was never the plan. Oh, I'm not. It's kind of, I'm just...
Yeah, Ghost is on Vaughn. I saw him on there last night.
Kind of rolling with it, because remember, I feel like God brought me to be her companion in life. not married, not partners, just companions. And
Yeah, for those of you who know who Ghost True Capitalist Radio is, he's on Vaughn Live also.
that's I told her when I first met her, I said, I'm just seeking companionship. I don't want anything beyond that. So it fits perfectly with her syndrome because she doesn't have a very strong libido because of hyperthyroidism doesn't have a high libido rate.
See, everything is hyperthyroidism. She has a low libido, not because David is a fucking narcissist and probably has a lower libido than she does. It's can you shut up? My smoke alarms are testing themselves right now.
Probably because you're needle dick, you fat.
Well, yeah, nothing lasts forever, but
Yeah.
I'm not done yet. She said the relationship is over, but I told her, you're welcome to stay here. And I won't get in your life. You'll have your independent life with your RV, and your personal life will be yours. I said, but you're welcome to stay in the back room. Because she works in the area, and it's a perfect spot, and she loves this area. And she's still my beneficiary, my sole beneficiary. I said, I'm not changing anything until somebody new comes in my life. So we'll see. You know, I'll be glad to sit back and wonder. Yeah, it could have been a marriage. We could have had kids. So today we transferred titles on the trailer and the truck went to me, and the RV went to her. So it could have been a lot worse, yeah. So and I was very, very kind and open, friendly. I said, I'm shocked, your behavior.
I mean, technically it does make sense because, she needs somewhere to live, clearly. Like I said, I don't understand. What income does Dave have coming in?
It's just so different than what you normally are. Okay, so Mitch
Yeah, he lives out in Washington still, right?
McConnell's staff says his death won't in any way impair him finishing his term. You can be dead and still complete your term in Congress.
I don't know what that is, but...
I'm at 18 almost.
So Dave Sponheim makes the breakup all about him. Sarah's daddy issues.
Coming up August 18th, I'll be at my 18th anniversary of nonstop broadcasting. Are you getting nice repetitive footprints? That's nice.
That was something
That's
on Rodney's end, I think.
Well, the best thing to do is water therapy. If you have an injury, your best bet is a nice hot bath.
Rodney, mute your damn mic.
And if you can't afford a hot bath, you might want to try a hot shower. I don't need a love doll. Clicked. Yeah, I'm not exactly. I haven't been actively involved in love for many years. Sarah, as you know, has ended our relationship, which
haven't been actively involved in love in many years. Maybe you should do something about that, Dave.
I find odd because she's just been experiencing some medical problems. And since she met up with me today, finally, after being completely ignored for about a week, she met up with me. She ghosted me on text, and I said, hey, we can make this easy. Let's just be a little bit more brief and answer my texts at least. But she was so angry at me because she thinks I caused her depression over the many years that she's been depressed.
That's the thing, is he's doing a lot of telling on himself here. He's been doing a lot of she says that I've caused all her depression. Well, maybe look within. But Dave is such the theory of why they don't have sex is that Dave is an asexual narcissist, that he's just so fucking full of himself that he couldn't imagine wasting his time having sex with someone else.
She blames me for all of her depression.
I can see that.
It's I've been the nicest guy, and I even said I've never said a bad word to you, and you know the deal, in 27 years. And she even admits I've never said a bad word to her in 27 years. I said,
she admits that? Because I don't believe that.
I really
that's what I was telling him last night. I was I watched you yell at her over Parmesan.
think you just need a blood check. And she told me she got a blood checkup and she should get the results, and she's going to a doctor. I said, you need to talk to an endocrinologist, not just some holistic doctor.
Holistic?
Oh, no. I haven't said she's crazy, no. She's just going through a hormone disorder. These aren't things you can correct with therapy. Now, Sarah has been involved with an organization that helps people with dealing with living with alcoholic family members. And I'm not an alcoholic. I don't have any drug addictions.
You can't afford any alcohol or
But she
drugs.
was always in those chat rooms trying to get solutions. And one of the most interesting solutions she had was, Dave's great. It's your dad you're angry at, you know, going back to your dad.
Oh, God.
It's like, wow. And that's true. So she's taken this idea that I'm the bad guy because I was the one that, you know, basically was there for.
I think it was on the Encyclopedia Dramatica that I read something about it. He would have been such a good cult leader. Like, he would have been so good if he had ran a suicide cult.
All those years when she was depressed and not realize that her illness causes her
That's
depression.
what I think they said. But no,
So,
I mean, like, it does feel like he would be an effective cult leader, especially now that you're telling me about this shed shit.
Sent her a couple links to top thyroid experts, and if she wants to read them and check them and talk to her endocrinologist, she could get a
Talk to your endocrinologist.
a mix of T3 and T4 thyroid meds that give her the perfect balance so she's not depressed. Because the real thing it was depression that led to this. It wasn't my fault. I've never reacted to anything she said. I've never said a bad word. I didn't call her any name ever. So this is kind of odd for me because I've never seen a person just flat out decide,
Do you hear all the me?
I'm done with you. It's like nothing provoked it. Now, my parents were at each other verbally like no other. They called each other every name in the book like a drunken sailor. My dad was an ex-Marine. My mom was an ex-Marine. So you get two ex-Marines out there giving it to it. It's like, man, they called each other every name in
No,
the
we were
book.
talking about Sarah.
I mean, everything. Seriously. Not just once, many times. So I grew up in a very verbally aggressive, violent family. Verbally violent. Not physically violent, but verbally. Both my parents were victims of physical violence. They were beaten as children. But they changed that and they didn't beat me at all. So
Maybe they should have.
what do you mean that's why you didn't with Sarah? What do you mean?
Yeah, so Dave was silver spooned as a child, is my understanding, and he did get he's a lot like Hussey in that respect, that he was pretty much repeatedly praised as a child, and that's why he's become such a damn narcissist.
No, I basically gave her magnesium and supplements that were helpful, but it wasn't enough because she was spiking with sugar. She's really into sugar. And I don't know if you know, but she really loves chocolate. And I got her to a dark chocolate. Her dark chocolate addiction was basically Trader Joe's semi-sweet things that she would pop it all day long. So I got her away from hard sugar on to just dark.
So he's comparing this to her having a chocolate addiction to having alcoholism.
Chocolate, she's benefited.
Booger sugar.
My mother spanked me one day when I went out in the street at 2 years old. And I'm glad she did. But it was more like a pat on the butt. But I could feel it, you know. Like, oh. I literally walked out into the street.
Dumbass.
But when I was growing up, my mother loved having long hair.
Yeah, some people are watching on Kick if you see the Kick logo pop up on the screen.
So, it's 6 o'clock. Yeah, so I had, as you can see, I have pretty great hair. And as a kid, I had really long blonde hair. And my dad would come in and say, "He looks like a girl. When's he going to get a haircut?" And he didn't do that once. He did it all the time. Like once a month, I get that comment from him.
And this is the verbal abuse that Dave suffered under. Oh my God.
He looks like a girl.
He's right.
When is he going to get a haircut?
Real Nancy.
And I kept listening to my father. I thought, well, when are you going to grow some balls and speak up and tell your wife what to do with your kid? So in essence, I'm kind of...
So he was mad that he didn't do more to get his hair cut.
unusual. I was groomed virtually to be some sort of a transgender because my mother loved long hair.
Like, this is what I mean when I say, like, I give this guy some grace because this is fucking funny to me. But, like, I mean, yeah, This is how he conceptualizes his childhood is, you know, they made me have long hair, so clearly they wanted me to be trans.
They'd even say, what a cute little girl. And it's like, so anyway, moving on, I never had to, I finally moved out. At 3.5 years old, I basically left the home with my suitcases. That was a pretty heavy decision at 3.5. And they took pictures of me and they thought it was so cute. He's leaving the house because I wanted to get a haircut.
Please show the pictures, David.
Jesus Christ.
Isn't that amazing?
Get some help.
He ran away from home because he wanted a haircut.
Oh, man.
So it became my sister remembers,
Like
it
60
became
years
like
ago.
a cameo moment for Dave.
An extraordinary gentleman.
Jesus fucking Christ. So Sarah and Dave update.
It does seem to me extraordinarily good luck that I've been able to
But you see how it's really hard to like find that line between what is real or what's not with him.
get work as an actor at all. And
Like, I realize he's doing a bit, but like at some point, like this is one of the reasons I had to start this channel, is like at some point you have to break out of that headspace and like actually like express yourself like in a real way, you know? Otherwise you will get looped and like it'll drive you insane.
B, that I've been around for such a long time. I'm a tough son of a gun. Yeah, don't fool with me, you know?
Well, if you haven't seen Peaky Blinders, you'll enjoy it. It was a very good series. Sarah and I watched it before she left me. We had a really good time watching it. Of course, she was on her tablet most of the time, ignoring the show, but that's okay because I never.
And you're now seeing what he's been doing on basically every live stream since this happened. And I think this happened literally like 2 weeks ago. So, and he streams 6 days a week for 6 hours a day. And yeah, I think this started on like July 14th, somewhere around there.
Questioned her behavior when she was on the tablet once.
This is David Sponheim, candidate for president for the 2028 election.
Once. Now, if you ask a person, "Hey, who you're on the tablet with?"
Who do you think she's
you'll
talking to,
piss
big
that
guy?
person off, and I had to always be careful not to piss her off. She didn't take any criticism at all, Sarah, and even then, I was kicked basically to the dirt. And after 27 years of daily tender, loving kindness, I was kicked to the dirt. Sarah's going through some sort of a metabolic problem, I think.
Yeah, again with the metabolic problem.
And hopefully she'll get some treatment
That goddamn thyroid ruined America's third couple.
soon and realize that she doesn't have to be this way. I even said, you know, you're welcome to the back room. You're welcome to stay here because I really do love her. And if you love somebody, you got to set them free. And that's the attitude I have taken. Yeah, it's just absurd to think that 27 years should be thrown down the toilet. And she literally is hard slamming me. Won't even go. She's ghosting me in text. Won't even talk to me. But she did agree to the transfer of the title to the RV, which she really wanted. Okay, well, that's not nude.
No, don't vote Sponheim. I even said that in the video. You've got plenty of choices for president. Maybe just not this one.
Yeah, nude is full nude. I mean, when you say Nicole Kidman was nude in that movie, Dead Calm, that's like Sharon Stone was nude in that movie about a woman stalker. Remember that? Right.
Fucking weirdo.
That was something that was quite shocking to everybody. Yeah. Anyway, moving on. The subject isn't nudity in Hollywood. The subject is Sam Neill died, and he died too young. He probably took the vaccine, like most people who took the vaccine in Hollywood.
And so he's an anti-vaxxer, and apparently, it may be in this clip, but like, apparently Sarah took the vax, and that was one of the reasons he's attributing to why she's acting so crazy.
Because SAG required it. I mean, that's insane. My sister, Connie, has been very vocal about the exemption and how you can get an exemption. And if you go to Cool Rock, in the upper left-hand, upper top section of Cool Rock, you can go to the exemption button and find out how you can get an exemption if there's ever another vaccine, God forbid. Because vaccines don't work.
Not really. I don't even know that he's done a call-in show, like, in a long time. Like, he mostly, what he does now is he streams, like, 6 hours a day, but it's just him, like, watching, like, conspiracy videos and, like, just making random comments about it. Like, it feels like the content is all, like, around his reactions, you know?
Proven to be 91% ineffective. Anything like that would have been dumped in science. But because everybody...
All right, David misses Sarah Fart. Her last name's Hart, Sarah Hart.
Yeah, I'll tell you a story about...
But it's like fart, you get it? I don't know, give me money. Click the super chat button.
The government we live in. Tonight's topic is Sovereign Sunday, and we are... let me get started on the main show.
I thought he didn't stream on Sundays.
Go here.
I guess it's 7 days now.
Let's get ready to rumble.
Sovereign Sunday.
I record these shows, and sometimes the recordings don't work, so I have to go back to an old recording and pull it up. So I'll be doing that tonight to show you the success that I had last night. It was amazing. It's not the Sarah I met when I...
Sarah I met. From 2016 to 2022, he used to stream about 12 to 14 hours a day, Monday through Sunday, on cam for about half of it. Yeah, I didn't know that he was doing that much like in 2016, but like I know after the pandemic started, they were like live like a lot, and there was a while there that it was like a 24-hour, I think, like replay stream or something, and it was just like I've never been able to follow his schedule all that well. It's kind of hectic.
And never talked to me again after that.
Does he still think T. Rucker is alive? I need to know that.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Sovereign Sunday show. I'm David Sponheim. We're starting with a new opening, just to kind of a starter, a splash.
Where the hell is Sarah?
Yeah, I'm going to be working on a new opening for the show with new video, the whole thing. I may go with the same theme. The music is great, but I may add a few new videos to it. So I'm still in the process of dealing with that. Yeah, I'll keep you up to speed on what's happening. As you know, Sarah left me about last week, this time, and never talked to me again after that until we went to the DMV. And she exchanged a few comments with me, and then that was it. And she left. So I've been very, very amicable and cordial to her through the whole process. And
see, it's just he's so bitter about it. He's like, she left, and I've been so nice to her this whole fucking time. I don't even know why I bothered being nice to her when she's just gonna leave. Like, oh my God.
I'm trying to make this as easy as possible for us, both of us. And she made it hard for me, really hard. She's been extremely cold and extremely, almost rude, curse. It's not the Sarah I met when I was a younger man, and I feel like she just needs to get the right medication, and hopefully her life will be back on track. But she did get the RV, and I got the trailer and the truck, and
it's like a country western song.
The mechanic today, and he said he's got some ideas for the truck to get it running tip top. because I do love the truck and the
Sarah
trailer.
and Jeanette, that is not
I
a
want to make sure
crossover
I have
wanna
that
see.
getaway capability. And things are moving forward, although I can't get in touch with some of my relatives. Very strange. So there's a lot of things going on that I just can't understand.
So apparently he can't get in touch with his relatives, and like that's what he's freaking out about, is like that he thinks Sarah's like saying all this shit to his relatives, which she could be doing, and I'm kind of curious what it is that Sarah has to say about all of this, because this is getting weird.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure this all out, what exactly has happened, processing it. I'd like to, but unfortunately I'm now saddled to the show, which I prefer. You think Newsom could get 20 years from the FBI wiretop? That would be fantastic. I'd love to see Newsom taken out of the ball game. He's so weird. I do believe that something very strange is going on with Sarah, and I don't know what. So I don't want to badmouth her or anything. And I'm not saying negative things about her. She's...
What if all of this is so that Sarah can run to primary Dave in his own party?
Behaved in a civil manner, so that's all I could expect. It's just kind of weird.
Sarah for president in 2028, that's what I'm saying.
Everything's very, very strange. I talked to a friend who's been through similar situations, and he said, you know, maybe this is how she deals with it. You know, she's just trying to cut you off, pull the Band-Aid off and never talk to you again. So that's how some people cope with stress. I don't know. So
goodbye, David.
I'll be processing all this information. But most of all, I'm wondering about my relatives. Why I'm having a problem with...
They're avoiding you. Get it?
Contacting my relatives.
Nobody wants to talk to you.
That's the part I'm kind of stuck on right now. So I'm hoping I can get in touch with them. It's been 4 or 5 days. One of my cousins is Abe. He's probably on a vacation or something. He probably went on a cruise. So I don't know. But I wanted to talk to everybody I know, so tell them what's happening.
Nobody cares.
Maybe.
Thank God for caller
Maybe
ID.
she is regretting her decisions because I offered her stability. Well, I'm concerned. You know, it's just not hearing from them is like, what's going on? Are they okay? Are they locked up in their home without...
They're avoiding you,
Yeah, this
Dave.
could be
They don't want to talk
kind
to
of
you.
a weird thing. But I put the word out to find out if they're okay. Other people are...
Yeah, I feel like the bottom teeth thing is like a new thing that he didn't used to have, or maybe I just never noticed it before, but his bottom teeth are all jumbled up.
We're going to look into it, hopefully. So.
Did he just never have his wisdom teeth removed because he thought, like, some stupid conspiracy thought about it?
But I asked Sarah if she had the number for these people, and she did. And she said, yeah, I texted them on June 25th, and they responded.
Ooh, Twilight
And I'm
Zone.
going...
She's already reached
to
out.
myself, mind you, because I don't want to trigger anything.
Just Dave's
I'm thinking,
family.
why would you text my relatives on June 25th? It doesn't make any sense.
June
and then now they won't even
25th.
call me back or contact me. So now I'm getting a little bit worried that maybe she's been talking to my relatives. I don't know.
Worried about what, Dave? What could she tell him?
Maybe they don't want to be involved, but that's not the kind of relatives I always thought I had. You know, people that I've always been friendly with and nice. I've never confronted anybody in my family, nor did I confront Sarah with all these horrible things that she's been... Yeah, the family...
Of course, Dave's such a perfect angel. He would never raise his voice to anybody for any reason.
Has been... I never said a bad word to her family or to her in 27 years. I grew up with this cousin.
Do I need to find the damn Parmesan clip?
So I really kind of am worried about him now. He was a close cousin of mine, closer than my brother. No, I don't want to move in. I have my own
Press 1
house,
for
so
the
it's not like they
Parmesan
won't.
clip.
They're not. I'm not going to crash their life. I just wanted to touch base and tell them what's happening, but can't get through. It's kind of strange. So the word's out among other relatives that I can't reach them. We'll see if that works.
What a weirdo.
No, I don't think ducks are the thing to start with right now, but thank you. Yeah, I want to make
So Dave never said anything rude to Sarah. He would never raise his voice, doesn't have any type of a temper.
Because there's salt in there too.
Do you want to cook or do you want me to cook? Because I know how to make things that are tasty for people to eat. If you want to make things that are not tasty for people to eat, then of course. But I'm dealing with the reality that Chef Ramsay is killing people with like a salt shaker. And I'm trying to tune people into the fact that Parmesan is good.
Is a good alternative.
I mean, you're welcome to not
That's
use
true.
Parmesan, folks, if you want to save some calories, but if you want people to like your food, you have to use a little bit of Parmesan in your dish. And I'm telling you that because Parmesan comes with the taste of cheese, which, by the way, is essential to your overall appreciation of a meal like this.
Notice he's using like the lowest grade Parmesan cheese he possibly can find.
God.
Well, there's a lot less salt in here than in here, so go ahead.
Thanks. Let's put that away. I'm not gonna
That's what
bother
I was
with it.
telling somebody else was you don't even have to try to push him. He just kind of does it on his own. It's wild.
It is delicious and tasty, but there's a
Well,
reason for that.
I'm gonna stand in shock because I've cooked for 50 years and you're telling me I can't use Parmesan. It's one of the most important ingredients. I mean, I've been cooking for 50 years, literally.
50 years.
You're telling me that Parmesan is not an important ingredient. I mean, it's I think it is. Apologize to Sarah for saying you want to cook. You call that an apology? I didn't say anything wrong other than would you like to cook? What the hell's wrong with you? God, you people are so politically correct. You really ought to realign your thinking. I'm not apologizing to anybody. I'm not turned or triggered.
I'm not turned or triggered. But that's what I'm saying. Am I supposed to believe that that's the only instance of him getting angry or raising his voice? He just thinks that the way he presents it makes him allows him to get away with it.
Faking a lot of it because deep down she was having transfer of assets.
Because sure, he didn't curse and he didn't necessarily yell, but he sure as hell was annoying as fuck about it and very degrading.
A cool car? A nice car?
Yeah, break up.
And Sarah got the RV.
Sarah
it was
got
an
the
even
RV.
split, and we amicable transfer of assets. No, my real hairline is, you can't talk about my hair. That's a bannable offense. Next time you say anything about my hair, I will ban you from the show.
Okay, so don't talk about his hairline.
I have the best hair on the internet, and
Take
you
notes.
don't seem to understand that. Show some respect.
I have the best hairline on the internet.
What's terrible is she never told us chatters that she was leaving. She never said goodbye. Sarah pretty much was fake her entire time with me. Are you having a hard time understanding that? She was...
It's not possible that she's changed her mind over the course of 27 years. She was being fake the whole time. How long is it till he starts calling her a lizard person? I need to know.
Fake. Whenever she
was kept
talked
real
about
with me,
politics, she was fake. It wasn't her real authentic self. So, yeah, I didn't.
Yeah, it's like Bill Nye the Science Guy if he was running for president and a nobody live streamer on Vaughn Live.
I guess you didn't know that. So you got what I got, which is the cool liberal hippie, very passive woman. Yeah, I'd like to think she did love you. I'll say this: the part of her that was in the show, that was in the show is real, but she was faking a lot of it because deep down she was having hormone issues.
Doctor.
Yeah, maybe she just pretended to like chat to get free gifts. I don't know, but I can't tell you what she really thinks in her mind because it's changing based on her condition. Her hormone issues are the thing driving this whole thing. It's not her fault. Yeah, and I would like to compile all the trivia she did into a loop for all of you to buy. I know some of you it's
This has been a recent thread for him, as apparently he wants to release a box set or some sort.
bring for a trivia CD or DVD. I mean, very affordable, of course. And it would be bundled with my compilation DVD that I want to make a commemorative collector's compilation thing.
Huh.
I'm hoping 20-year mark would be the perfect spot to sell something.
To who?
And I've got tons of stuff I want to bring into, basically make it a fun, enjoyable show to look at over time. All compiled with no content outside of 25-second intros and outros. That way you get the gist of the content that played without having too much. Yeah, I think that she brought a lot of joy to the site, and but that wasn't really her authentic self. She claims this is her authentic self. She found Jesus, and she's a different person. She's very gregarious and very extroverted. And the person that I fell in love with was more of a passive liberal hippie chick. And I still love Sarah, so I can't help it.
I'm always.
Oh yeah, that was the other thing, is apparently Sarah found Jesus a couple of years ago, and that's part of the issue too.
I love you, Sarah, no matter what. Ups and downs.
Even when you're undergoing a tremendous amount of pressure from her treatment of me, she's not enlightened now.
Yeah, she is.
She joined the church cult. Yeah. So
she joined the church cult.
She knew politically that she and I were differing on a lot of issues. Once I took on the conspiracy issues as the third-party candidate, she didn't want any part of it. Yeah, well, she found Jesus, but unfortunately, many people who find Jesus often put Jesus ahead of God. Once Jesus is great. Jesus is a conduit to God, a pathway to God. Jesus is the Son of God, according to many. Jesus never said he was the Son of God, just so you know. He never made that statement. I don't want to know the church to join because it's a cultic church.
To join the church cult.
Well, as long as you worship Jesus and God, you're good. But if you say Jesus is God, is equals idolatry. And that's what the Jews are most concerned about. They dislike Christians that believe Jesus is God. And they consider it idolatry. So just so you know, but I believe in the Holy Trinity, I don't believe in Jesus is God.
So whatever the fuck that means. I mean, it seems to me that it's obvious he's just been trying to get in digs at fucking Sarah. So these are two clips that I found on this other channel called Underground Cowtube, which might as well just be Rodney again, because it's all of the same people. There's Sam, there's that other guy, there's Dave, and so, like, I don't know if Rodney just has, like, fucking 5 channels across YouTube, but, like, there's a bunch of clip channels with these people. Alright, so this is Dave rambling about Sarah.
Well, I just want a room. I said, okay, well, I guess I'm going to have to pay for it, huh?
So hold on, was she living in a shed when she left? What is the shed thing? Can someone explain this to me?
I don't have my card. So we got a room.
He's talking about a hotel room, I think.
Overlooking Pismo Beach for $250 a night. And that's back then. I mean, now it would be like $400 a night for that room. And it was a 2-bedroom suite with beautiful kitchen and the whole thing. Room views everywhere.
Yeah, my bad.
I was living, a really good life there. And about a month later, she broke up with me. We lived together for 6 months. And I met her at an animation convention because I was into animation at the time. And she didn't even remember my name. She was that high on coke or something. It was like, what? We lived together for 6 months and you don't even remember my name? Okay. Yeah, well, the thing is...
Sarah wasn't all bad. She did agree to get quarantined in the shed when she vaxxed. That's why David is unshedded.
Sarah and I didn't need to be together during the COVID period. She could have pretty much dumped me back then, but I think the low cost rent really kept her in. I'm just being realistic because she doesn't appear to have any.
The low cost rent. And yeah, that was my understanding, is that his only income that he actually had was charging her rent to live there in the house he inherited from his parents. Which, am I correct about that?
Love that she said she had for me. So, I mean, I have these cards that say "Love Sarah" on them, and I even told her, I said, if you don't really love me as a person, I mean, I'm not. You can love me as a bag person because you love all bag people.
He used to bring out his cooking meals to her shed with no contact during his slop hour cooking. Oh no! When did she was this like 2021?
I'm supposed to love all bag people. I love you, bag people. Yeah, and she took the vax, and that was a big red flag. She didn't listen to a thing I said.
What are you talking about, Randive? I thought you were his head mod.
Did you ever pay that much for a room with Sarah? No, I never did. The most we paid for a room was, I think, $275. No, actually, we had a room like that she managed to get us a room like that for free when we went to the Americans Elect conference that she put together. So I really give Sarah a lot of credit. She's put more work into America's Third Party than anybody to this day. And I thank her for all that effort.
So wait, she was living in a shed and still paying rent on the house that he was in? That can't be legal. She went out there in 2021. Also, Dave's house used to formerly have wheels, allegedly. So he's like in a trailer?
I don't think she's involved with anyone. She's just, I think she has to get her metabolism under control, and then she'll feel a lot better. And once she feels better, she'll see things reasonably. And I've done nothing wrong. I do believe that Sarah used me. Yes. She was living in a trailer. I had to fix up that trailer. And now,
didn't Sarah say she was faking having the political beliefs as you?
Now that trailer's mine.
Having the same political beliefs as you. I think it's cut off on the side.
It's a luxury trailer that's about 26 feet long with a slide out, a super slide. And it opens up to an apartment. And it's really nice. And I had hoped that, I could go to Tucson with Sarah and live in that trailer, and we could hang out at some of these retirement communities that serve tacos. I think Sarah genuinely wanted to have a third party thing, and I told her initially she wouldn't get more than 5% of the vote, and I don't think she believed me, because I don't think she believed a lot of things I've told her, even though they're honest and true. For some reason, she's always been kind of quizzical about everything I say.
But wait, didn't he have... I thought he had, a house that he inherited from his parents. Is this what he inherited? Was a trailer? Because, I was always under the impression that he was, rich kid.
Stories about the vaccine. That's why we kind of drifted apart politically. But when she first started... Oh, don't ever post that here. No, that's a bannable offense as well. Yeah, if you do that again, I'll ban you. I don't allow AI video to be posted here, especially of me. If it's somebody else like Trump, that'd be fine. But the trailer is beautiful, and I fixed it up for her and made it even better. I paid for electric for her, so I mean, there was an electric short issue that I had to fix. But and I've got.
His house in Whidbey Island he got from his parents when they died. It's a manufactured home with some redneck extensions on it. Oh, God, you're making me want to look this up.
Got our propane system up and running. That was awesome. We got a new propane.
So then is he saying he has another trailer in Tucson? Because he's in... Wait, where's Whidbey Island? That's in Washington, right? But he's saying he has another trailer in Tucson. And was Sarah living in the RV, or was she living in, something else? This is all very confusing to me.
Connection. It was a really nice place for her to stay, and this new RV she has will be nice too. And I made sure that we checked the furnace was not working in the new RV, so she has to use Mr. Buddy.
The
but
RV's
it's totally
new.
safe with the window open.
Did Sarah roar in bed? Oh my
And
God.
she's got a carbon monoxide detector in the RV. And I really made that RV ready to go. I waxed every little bit of it. So it's an older RV, but it slips through the air with the greatest of ease. And now she just needs to rinse it off at one of those car wash places. Get up on a ladder and give it a squirt. She'll be fine. I'm really confident she's in a good place, even though I think her driving is going to be affected because right now, unless she's treated, she's got to, her driving is questionable in my opinion. She nearly collided.
No, but I might look into it if we do a deep dive. So give me super chat.
With a truck and a car when we went to the dentist. So that's one of the reasons I think that whole day was so weird. She was whacked out when she drove to the dentist, and I said, stop in traffic, and I would have been dead. The truck would have gone right into my windshield. She was going to dart into traffic at 30 miles an hour while the other cars were coming in at 30 miles an hour.
Okay, so she was definitely living in that RV. It's still fucked up.
It's like, whoa, slow down, stop. She took the hybrid car, yes. We both have our own cars, and it's kind of cute.
Because, like, if she got the vaccine in, like, 2021, let's assume, I don't know, but if she got the vaccine in 2021, then, she would have been in that fucking RV for how many fucking years? What, like, is there also, and the shed, there is a shed in the back, too. This is kind of disturbing, like... Aegis Blade, thank you for the $5. I really appreciate it. This is starting to sound like JF. Oh no.
She's dumping me completely. She's hard slamming me right now, and I think it's mostly due to her metabolism. And I don't blame her for her...
Do we know Sarah's still alive?
Metabolism. I've always given her a lot of credit for leeway with her hyperthyroidism, which was diagnosed because I helped her diagnose it. We got her to an endocrinologist, and she was on meds for a while. She didn't like the way the meds made her feel. And over the years, she just avoided the doctor. And 3 years now, she hasn't been to an endocrinologist, and consequently, she bolted, man. She's gone out of my life. It's possible she could be a little bit out of control, and she doesn't.
Somebody said Sarah may lose her job at school for leaving you. The superintendent is a big ATP fan.
She's not aware of it because she likes feeling that way. I bet they are. She likes feeling that way. So, at the end of the year, she had a great year last year. Her kids were wonderful. The year before, she had a horrible year and she was going to quit. And I said, no, you got to stick with it because I grew up with two professors, or my mother and father were both teachers. My father taught high school for 45 years and my mother was a professor of nursing at the college level. So I know the ups and downs of being a teacher. And I was there listening to her every day talking about her students. So I'm like the perfect guy, right? You couldn't get a better person to listen to somebody talk about their students because I said, I'm not disinterested. I am talking. That's all she liked to talk about. Yeah, definitely not. I don't think Sarah would ever do drugs. She said no to marijuana ever since I've known her. Yeah, she would never do drugs. I
believe they're too boring for drugs.
I don't believe that. It's just her meds were not properly managed and she got into this state of being really happy. She found Jesus and she wondered why I held her back when she was younger.
Right. She got happy, she found Jesus, and she decided to fucking leave you. At what point do you not realize that you're part of the problem?
She could have been happier longer. So she resented me for not having this happiness that she has now. Remember, she went to Disney World and had the greatest time of her life. And then 2 years later, she just went on a trip to Alaska and had the greatest time of her life again, but more great, even more than the trip to Disney World. So it's just getting better and better for her. I think she's living with the closeted lesbian that I will never see again. I am the person.
So yes, this is apparently Apparently, Sarah left him for what Dave believes is a closeted lesbian. And so, not that I wouldn't be surprised if this was true, but like, I'd like to know what basis it is that she's a lesbian. You know what I mean?
Perfect God. I really believe God sent me to protect Sarah. I really believe that. I had an epic experience when I was
Like, it's Dave. He'll say shit like that all the time.
18 when she was born in 1978. It came to me. I mean, the words came to me, and I started literally crying in the car when I was taking my transcripts from El Camino when I was 15 years old in college to UCLA, and that trip was just epic. Yeah, I just had this wave of knowledge that the person I'd be with in my life was being born. It's like, where does that come from? And it was her birthday. Looking back on that day, I traced it to her birthday, in February. So, I mean, wow.
I traced it to her birthday. How old is this video? No, there are no Sarah updates that I know of. 10 days ago, July 19th. He's apparently been carrying on about this for like most of July, and I only just heard about it a couple days ago.
Oh. The thing is, she wanted to get away from me, and the woman that she's living with right now
is the woman she's been
bitching and complaining about me too. And I knew that in the backside. So she had a secret hobby. She liked to complain about me behind my back.
Oh no.
That's what was going on.
I'm sorry. Doesn't that happen in every marriage? I mean, I'm not saying like, talking that much shit, but like you complain about small stuff behind each other's back, right? That's not uncommon in a marriage, is it?
And she was planning on leaving. Yes. On that Alaska trip, they worked it out. The whole plan was diabolical. I was crying it when I was 18 with such joy, I can't even tell you. Have you ever cried from joy? It's wild, man. It's just like you get so emotional because it's joyous in your mind. I could easily do that. I'm a method actor, I guess. Anyway, my sister was over today and spent some time with me. Connie and I got along great.
Okay, so now he's complaining. I haven't heard from my relatives in like 4 days, and now he's saying Connie came over and they walked through the forest or some shit like that.
She's a big help to me, talking to me on the phone, and really great to have her as a sister, to be honest. So, and she's got a lot of wisdom, Connie does. She's had a lot of life experience that most of us have never had. So that's interesting.
But God, do you all want to see Connie?
She had an epic time with us today.
Connie honestly looks like Dave in drag.
We walked in the enchanted forest together, she and I. Okay, let's get this thing on the... I took the time off to look at my calculator. I'd like to make the show more about me talking, frankly.
I took the time to look at my calculator. Wait till you find out what he's ruminating about with his calculator in hand.
I don't like playing links necessarily. That's why the 10-hour show is just so disturbing, because I'd be playing all kinds of links and I wouldn't talk as much. I prefer talking. But let's see, she saved $2,500. Times 12 months. Times 20 years.
That's how much. So, again, instead of realizing that maybe he's just an annoying sack of shit, maybe he's a little bit fucking looped in the head if they were living in separate buildings, he decides to pull out his calculator and say, look at how much money she was saving in rent. For over 20 years, she saved $600,000 in rent. Whoa, good for you. You're so generous, Dave.
Make that $600,000. I underestimated the amount of money she saved. So she saved about $600,000. Of that, she spent quite a bit of it for living in general, buying things for herself, but she definitely cleared $300,000. that she saved. So she's cash. She has a lot of investments. She's invested in the stock market. So she's feeling her oats. And she figured she'd just dump me because she got what she wanted. A lot of money.
Yeah, she got the money by Dave's affordable rent plan.
And she even told me right after she found Jesus that she'd become really greedy. And I said to her, that doesn't jive with Jesus. No.
Yeah, feeling her oats. Oh my God. And every time he goes quiet, I'm like, stop texting her. Stop it.
Now, Timothy 6:15 is the love of money is the root of all evil.
He went and looked up a Bible verse for this. I emailed you a picture of the shack. Okay. I'll see if I have that.
Oh, it's actually 6:10. Timothy 6:10. Okay, let's move on. This is from yesterday. The guy's going to talk about Candace Owens. I never really got a chance to listen to him. We're picking up where we left off yesterday. Nicholas Brooks, Esquire. But that's an eye-opener. I didn't realize she saved $600,000 over 20 years. If she was paying $3,000 a month. So say on average, because the price of an apartment wasn't $3,000 a month back then. In the 20 years ago, it was more like $1,700. Now it's $3,000. So I'm going to change the numbers to.
All right. So apparently this is the RV Sarah stole. And don't worry, there's nothing too personal on here. But this is also the shed she was living in. Because she got the vaccine and he didn't. And I guess the house is right there. Thank you for that.
2,000.
Because the RV is a decent size.
Times 20.
But that shed looks kind of sus.
So she saved roughly $480,000. So I think I could fairly say she saved $400,000 and still be within a comfortable range. That's pretty good, don't you think?
She saved $480,000 being with him. Who says this after a breakup? I just like that says way too much about him. You know what I mean?
Of course, she hasn't been working as a full-time teacher in that time period. So factoring in the fact that during that time period, she worked as a substitute teacher making.
Right. She was working as a teacher most of this time, I assume. And yeah, he's just like, she was the only one bringing money into the house. Like, again, what is he supposed to do now that he doesn't have that rent income? That is odd to me.
A very small wage. I'm going to go back to 300,000.
I'm going back.
She
to
wasn't
300.
making that much money in the early days. I told my friend who makes 250,000 a year. I said, "No, that's what's so weird. She's not. No, she's hard slamming me. She won't even talk to me or take text messages.
Stop
what's so weird about
texting
this.
her.
I basically paid 300 grand for trim. Yeah, but I didn't get trim. I don't know. Sarah's very miserly, Rodney. She holds back on spending, so she's going to be very good. She's really got a a good mind for money, I'll tell you.
Oh, he's pulling
If you had
Social
her as a
Security
financial
now?
advisor, you'd be making shitloads more in the market, Rodney.
That's something.
Yeah. She's incredible. I only good things to say about Sarah. On a cerebral level, on an intellectual level, she's not emotionally the same as many people, though. She's different. I don't know if I don't think she's a lesbian. No, I think Sarah's love of Jesus is very real, and I don't think she'd lay down with a woman at all. No, but the woman's been kind of working her for a long time. I don't trust the woman. I think she's a lesbian. Woman hasn't had a husband or a boyfriend since her divorce 30 years ago. Not
so
that
must
good
be a
looking,
lesbian.
no. Big ass. Yeah. Not really that intriguing. But
it's just the fact that he keeps fixating on the fact that like she left him for a lesbian. It's like you can't tell whether it's a joke or just he's like that insecure. And it's more likely that he's just that insecure about it. That like, oh, you're leaving me for a lesbian. I know what you're doing. Like, because Sarah probably has been a lesbian this whole time, but who knows?
I can tell you that I will say this. I said I'll never see that person again because she's literally diabolically pulled you out of my life for personal reasons. Jealousy is one of them. I'll never see that person again. No. And and she honored it by taking an Uber to see me. And the only way I know that is because she sent me the text message she was going to send an Uber guy. She said I'd be there at that certain hour, telegraphing what time I'd be there at the DMV. And then she said, and I can send you a check if you want more money. And I knew she'd missed texted. She thought she was texting the guy that helped her drive out here. Because she took that RV within seconds. I didn't even have a chance to see it leave. And I only turned away for about a minute. I went in the house after going to the RV. I looked at the counter and I saw this hand sanitizer. I thought, well, that would be nice on her road trip. And it's a natural hand sanitizer. It's not one of these ones with Purell in it, which is graphene. It's basically.
Goddamn! So he's lived in this place all his life, hasn't he?
Yeah, hydrogel. You don't want to put that in your body. That pure. It's not pure at all. But anyway. I had this natural thing I was going to take out there, and I turned around. It was like 1 minute I was gone from looking at the RV. I went back, and the RV was gone. So she literally grabbed it, turned the engine over, and got out of there within 30 seconds.
That's why I love this thumbnail that fucking ChatGPT made for me, because it's like exactly what I imagined, is that she snuck up to the RV like real quietly, like spun out, fucking in the driveway. Just ran the fuck off.
Like she must have been moving quick. She must have been hiding in the background until I was gone and then got out. And it was 20 minutes before she said she'd be here. So then I get a call, or then she texted me saying, I'm at the DMV, which is like really fast. I need you to get the titles. And I said, well, you should have called. I said, this is why I wanted to call 5 days ago. You never called me. You never told me what I needed to do. So I then had to madly rush into the place where I kept the titles and open up a safe. And luckily I found them all. And I got back, I met her at the DMV. She would not leave the DMV office. She wanted to be in the office. At one point I wanted to talk to her about certain items in her RV that I put there, meticulously packing, organizing, because I'm a good organizer, just like she is. And she didn't want to talk to me outside that DMV office, which means she's really paranoid when I've never said a bad word to her. So that's concerning me.
That's why when last night I go in there and he's talking about fucking contacting her family, it's like you have to fucking leave her alone. Like if she doesn't want to talk to you, you have to leave her alone. Otherwise you come up as a psychopath.
This paranoia that she has is indicative of her having a thyroid storm. So I really hope the blood test works out for her, and I hope her holistic doctor gets her a referral to an endocrinologist, because she really needs something that will control it. And they have a way of getting people less depressed by giving them extra T3 and extra T4. And I sent her the links to those too. We were never partners or married. Yeah. No, Sarah bought a lot of things around the house. She contributed equally. She paid half for the roof of my house. Yeah, that was pretty good. I mean, I have a beautiful roof and incredibly well done, and she knew the roofer, and we both paid for a half seas on the roof, so that worked out okay.
See, do you see how everything has to relate to how generous he is? Like God, I hate that the comparison I keep making is Hussey.
I think she really is very greedy, and I think she was kind of milking me.
Like, everyone see how generous Dave is? He paid for half the roof.
For a low-cost rent. That's what I was saying. But I still love her. I can't help but love her. I have this, like I said, I think God sent me here to protect her.
Find you a man that installs the roof.
I don't think she's moving in that direction. I don't know many Jesus born-again Christians that are wanting to turn into a lesbian. So I don't think she's going to become a lesbian per se, but that's up to her. She's free. I believe in free will, and she said she believed in free will, and then said she didn't think I believed in God because I didn't think Jesus is God. It's like, oh, this is semantics. We're really talking about semantics. I believe Jesus is the Son of God, as I was taught as a Catholic.
Oh my God, I just like this whole fucking religion thing. I don't need it.
No, I don't. I'm not tracking her. No, I would never do that. Plus, she's on her own.
Trackers are cheap, though.
I just don't like Coleman's. It sucks. It's too much sugar in Coleman's. They overcook it too. I know exactly what they're doing wrong with Coleman's. I have an incredible taste bud. My taste buds are impeccable. They're overcooking the sugar when they put it in. Yeah, it's just terrible. Coleman's is the worst. No, I can't stand it. Dude, I've had the best sweet mustards on earth, made by people that took recipes from their home country in Austria. Far better than that. My God. I remember getting a mustard from this guy I knew who brought it from the old country. It puts Coleman's in the background as the worst mustard ever. It blew me away. I could never repeat that experience. The guy died on me.
I feel like all mustard tastes like mustard. Am I wrong? I feel like all yellow mustards just taste the same.
And I didn't get his recipe, nor would I really worry about it.
I kind of like mustard.
No, the thing is, Sarah took all her clothes, perfectly packed, and I put them in her suitcase. I don't need to find a co-host at this time in my life. I really don't. But guys, this show, you're lucky to have this show. That's how you should see it. I know you want to make it better with a live co-host talk in, even though nobody called in for 7 years. I know that's what you want to do. But it's of no value to me. We could have that live experience, but I can't prioritize it right now. I've got too much on my mind. No, I could open up Tiny Chat. We could have live co-hosting through Tiny Chat on a different computer. I'm not only doing do good for a breakup. I'm emotionally ripped apart. I have an incredibly
we can tell you're emotionally ripped apart.
Good way of covering for that. I've compartmentalized the loss that I've experienced. But
ever notice the wig keeps changing between all the videos? Yeah, it was a subtle thing that I did notice it. I just didn't say anything about it, and like you saying it now reminded me that it's been happening.
At night, I have a hard time sleeping now. Rendell could do the show with me. Yeah, I could probably co-host with him. Yeah, you called in 3 times. That's not enough.
And really, the show was only entertaining when Sarah was on. I don't know why. Maybe it was because everybody was trolling Sarah too, but it was like just him sitting here watching videos, pulling up fucking Apple AirTag trackers and shit. Like, this has become very Very repetitive, as he
And he
said.
didn't engage me politically. Well, the fact that you're still watching the show is enough for me, but...
Oh, yeah. Also, yesterday when I was watching him, he pulled up an AI image of him at a party with women.
The idea of opening up a co-host show is really the next step for our show, because I had CIA involvement in Discord that I had to push away from. Discord took over my show. They still own the access points. I gave the guy access to the show, unaware that, yeah, so the CIA has access to the ATP show at Discord. I don't know what they're doing with it. I don't take any credit for it.
The CIA has access to his Discord. That's what he believes.
But it was such a bad experience, and we know the CIA works through Discord.
Yeah, now I have explained before that you should not be posting anything sensitive in Discord because the CCP's watching. And like, listen, these are all conspiracy theories at the end of the day. However, like, unless you know, like, the service you're using is actually encrypted, like, you should consider that any and everything that you type, whether you think it's in private or in public, is accessible and can be leaked, you know? But with that being said, I don't believe the CIA is in David Sponheim's Discord. That's just me. Just my theory. I don't think they're there.
Please don't post any type of nudity here on the show.
Yeah, no, I kind of want to... I actually do kind of want to go back through his slop hour cooking.
It degrades the political message here. No, I don't think Sarah ever watches the show. She never really engaged and watched the show ever. Ren said he was tired of the show. Well, if he's tired of the show, then he can certainly leave as mod. Yeah, if he doesn't want to do the show, then yeah, he could just leave as mod. I don't care. You can come and go as a mod. I don't have a lot of mods. I believe you. Yeah, if he's tired of the show, then he can leave. Yeah, it doesn't matter to me.
You've had your warning. He did blackface.
I'm not going to kick him out as a mod. Well, I've given Rendell a huge amount of latitude to be the mod that he is. Yeah, and for him to in any way say that, it's up to him if he wants to leave his mod.
Introducing Clip B.
This is an incredibly difficult show to do as a mod.
Randolph is... Wait, hold on. Are you Randolph? This is the first time I'm hearing this. Dave, Ren was a troll. Is this you? I did say I give up. We tried to warn you about Red. Dave wouldn't listen about Red. I don't think she respected you, Dave. Get out there, Dave. Start swinging. Sarah will be jealous when you find your next mate.
You don't have to warn me about Rendell. If he wants to leave as a mod, I don't have a problem with it. Yeah, I mean, if that's his choice. Like I said, you can come and go as a mod. Meta Nemesis is a pretty stable.
Wait, is he live right now? I thought he didn't go live till like 9.
Low-key guy. And that's why he stayed a long time. True Blue hardly ever comes back again. I could pick new mods now. And if Rendell doesn't come back for a couple days on end, I might pick another mod. Yeah. Because I need mods in the background when I'm not here. But hey, I understand this is an incredibly difficult show to manage, and he gets a lot of heat from people and conflict. But that's partly his fault because he's an edgy guy. But I don't have a problem with him being an edgy guy.
Rendolph needs to be demodded to find himself. Sarah did. He needs time off.
Yeah, and Meta is selling toys on eBay, which is very, very time consuming. I should be selling my magazines on eBay. Mr. Dork left the show because he was too exposed. He wanted to get away from the internet and meet people in real life. So that's really a code word for hanging out at a bar. So you could probably expect Mr. Dork at a bar right now. No, I'm not going to ever demod Rendell. If he wants to come back and mod at any time, if he's not bored, that's fine.
You kept your wrench.
Yeah, I should sell on eBay, on Amazon too. You're right.
Let's see. This says July 19th. Is this the last one, or is there one? Yeah, there's one more that's about 30 minutes.
I should open up an Etsy and an eBay and an Amazon store. Yeah, he'll be spending his time as a drunk in the bar, because if you leave the online experience, they always go to the bar.
Did you hear that? You're gonna
now
be
that I'm
drunk.
looking at the numbers, I think she may have saved close to 400,000. But I'm going to say, on average, 300,000 she saved living in my house, and that's a conservative estimate. Say she was getting a studio apartment for like $1,000 a month.
So does she have an online presence, or is he just airing out all of their... Oh, yeah, he's just airing out all of their business. Like, why he's doing this, I don't fucking know. Like I said, it's hard to know what's real or what's not with David, because he has this, like, super dry sense of humor. And, like... So, like I said, it's just hard to know what's real or not with him. But, yeah, it's pretty much him just looping about this shit.
And was living in that, in a small box somewhere. This way don't ever put porn in our show. I told you that. Yeah, if we ever see the
and he's been looping about it for 2 weeks. Like I said, when I went into his chat last night, I did not bring it up. He, like, started talking about it randomly. Like, just, he watched a video. As soon as he hit pause, he just said something about Sarah this, and, like, you know, she just up and left me. And, like, I'm thinking about contacting her family because she's been contacting my family. Is he a troll rage baiting? I think he was at one point, but then I think he just, like... I don't know. I think they may have lost their minds at some point too. And I think he just stared into the abyss a little too long.
The downside of
like, if you're a guy like this, and you know, you could even make the comparison to AJ, that it's like, if you're constantly consuming conspiracy content, it is not hard to, like, actually start to believe it, you know? Like, I think most people just kind of go into it not necessarily wanting to believe it, just wanting to make fun of it, and I think they fall into the loophole sometimes.
Living in a nice apartment, if she were to live in a studio, she could have gotten it for $1,000 a month. So that's why 300,000 is really a fair amount. Yeah, I mean, and then moved up to 2,000 a month for a one bedroom, which was the rate about 10 years ago, and now it's 3,000 a month for a one bedroom. It's ridiculous. Even she was upset that the houses were so high priced in the area. And I said, well, you know, you are my sole beneficiary.
But I could be wrong. He could just be fucking insane at the end of the day.
So it's not like you need to buy a house. If something were to happen to me, you'd have a house, I said. And that didn't seem to faze her. She's still, I think, she's the kind that would probably buy a house this year with her income, get talked into it, and take on a $350,000 mortgage. Sarah would probably do that. Yeah, I said, don't ever do that. Well, I can't take her off the will until I find somebody new. I told her that. I said, Sarah, I love you. I wish you the best. And I'm not going to take you off the will until I find somebody new. I told her.
Oh, see, once again, look how generous he is. He's not gonna take you off the will. Don't worry, Sarah. Just in case anything happens to him, because he's so depressed.
So, yeah, once I find somebody new, then I'll take her off the will. I think it's fair that, you know, and I'm treating her incredibly well, even though she's hard slamming me right now.
The kayak thing.
Like I said, if I kick her off, who do I put on there? You know, it would be a feeding frenzy around here. You'd have so many assets, it would be unbelievable. Be living to be over 200 years old. So, yeah, Connie had a
An online pre-funeral event.
problem with me, and she did sue me, and I countersued.
Like, this is why it doesn't sound like you're handling this well, Dave.
And we settled out of court. Yeah, and the swim spa is hard to move. That's the problem. The guy who brought it in was really high on meth when he did. Oh man, it was like I've never seen a guy 5'6" carry a swim spa off of a flatbed and put it in my front yard. And he was incredibly amazing. I mean, I knew the guy was high on meth, but man, could he work? He was amazing. I kept him honest about the whole thing. He gave me a price for the deck too, because people on meth love to make decks. It's like their use of their brain focuses on the deck. I knew a couple deck guys that were meth heads. Anyway, this guy did a great job moving that spa into place. I've never seen anybody do it. He literally put it in place off of a flatbed, parked in the front yard. It's like, wow. And this, like, I'd say 2,000 pounds, fiberglass. I've never seen anybody do it. He was like phenomenal. Meth decker. Then he helped build a deck, and I kept him honest on the payments, and I said, hey, that's it. Financially, that's all I have. He ended up giving me one item, a marine pump that I use for the main jets, and I bought a primary pump separately, new, or it might have been refurbished. But yeah, it's a good, you know, I mothballed it when the price of electricity skyrocketed thanks to ChatGPT. I'm paying 40% higher on my electric bill, so I cut the spa out, and my skin's feeling better now as a result of it. I don't have any skin problems whatsoever. I was battling eczema with that bromium water that was contaminated. Remember when Trump Tartican would make fun of the bromium water? He was right. Well, the swim spa is ready to fire up whenever I want to heat it. But with Sarah gone, I'm going to cut the electric bill and not have to.
The swim spa.
I even reduced, I got rid of one refrigerator down to, I'm down to one refrigerator freezer. I had two. Because Sarah used to like to put all her soy milk and things, or actually coconut milk.
That was another conversation I had with him last night, was he was like saying, like, you know, she couldn't eat anything, and like I had to help her through, or I had to like change all of like the way I cooked because of her, and I was like, I'm glad you get to enjoy your nightshade vegetables again.
She makes these really nice hot cocoa drinks out of coconut milk. I'm sure I did mute Deacon for selling me that. But if I want to take a swim, my local community has a chlorinated pool that they charge the community $800 a day to run. So for right now, if I want to take a swim, I have a really nice chlorinated pool to swim in. And they only charge us $800 a day to run the pool. Seriously. I said, you know, I told them, I said, you could run an Olympic-sized swimming pool with a staff of 5 lifeguards and pay less than that. I said, who are you kidding? You're charging a shitload, $64,000 for 10 weeks of a pool. I said, what's going on? I told the lady, this is a huge red flag. I should go to the accountant and start ripping into him and file a lawsuit.
What the fuck, man? Are you this dumb?
But why bother? They know they're overcharging for the pool. Now this year especially, they know. I made sure they knew.
Tight slacks.
Trump Tartican sent me the secret username because this is his idea of men having a pickup night. He's completely off base with reality. This tracks anything, the keychain wallet. Yeah, so you can put these trackers anywhere.
Wait, change
and then
again.
Track your loved one. No, when I said love, if you love someone,
okay, so this again is the same bit that he was doing last night with the whole "I'm going to contact her family."
I meant it. Sarah's free to do whatever she wants. Yeah, I don't have any concern. Well, actually, I have a lot of concerns. I don't think she's safe to drive without meds. But that's just me. You know, I'm not an expert, except a guy who was nearly killed the other day while she was driving. No big deal. Yeah, she should get treatment before she drives anywhere. Seriously, man. Rash decision.
She needs treatment for her hypothyroidism before she drives.
Erratic decisions on the highway. I was freaked out. I could have been dead. That truck would have gone right through my windshield had she gone into that intersection. Thankfully, she listened to me and she said stop, and she thanked me afterwards for saying stop. So she knows that she's She's got to slow down. So if you're listening, Sarah, slow down. That's all I ask. I'm not trying to say you're a bad driver. You're a good driver. You just have to, slow down. Take it easy. You should never be in a hurry when you're driving. That's number 1 rule. Number 2 rule, don't look in the back mirror, in the rearview mirror. It only makes you paranoid and makes you lose your field of vision. I know a lot of people spend their time looking in the rearview mirror. That's a waste of time.
Don't look in the rear view mirror because it will make you paranoid. What the fuck? Like, that is not, you need to look in the rear view mirror when you're driving, okay?
And always stay alert and awake. If you're ever tired on the highway, pull off, get some sleep at a rest area. That's why they call them a rest area.
Wow.
We send this packet. We send it to an Ethernet multicast MAC address. So, for example,
Sorry. All right, so we have one more video. It's 35 minutes. Oh yeah, hit the like button and give me super chat. Because I think, the goal's about to end, but I'll reset it for 5. But, all right, David Sponheim tries to understand Sarah's decisions.
You don't need to trust her. You're right. That's absolutely true. Yeah, but that doesn't bode well for the idea of ever working things out and getting back together. Because as you know, many people say things are over and they're not. My relatives are shocked. My friends are shocked. Everybody's shocked. They never knew the side of Sarah that's coming out now. They never met that Sarah. So thankfully, I'm restoring relations with my relatives who I value. And I don't hold anything against anyone. I don't harbor any gripes or grudges.
Yes, Sarah is very real, yes.
Yeah, I mean, I had a problem with my relatives on the East Coast when Sarah and I were traveling to visit them. It wasn't really their fault. They were undergoing a lot of...
in fact, does anyone know the last time Sarah was, seen at all?
Things at the time I called, and I was hoping that they could, maybe let us have a couch for a few hours while we head down toward New York. And I was pretty rude to them on the phone. I didn't call them names or anything, but I was angry. And that they didn't have a couch to sit on. But as I found out that time was it was pretty bad. They just got past a windstorm, and their septic systems, they had floods. All their septics were loaded, and they had to be, these septics, or cesspools as they're called in New York, have to be cleaned out whenever there's a flood. So that's kind of what was happening, and I didn't realize all of the different things that were happening at the time. So I spoke...
yeah, that's what I mean. I feel like he's gotten a lot more frail over the last couple of years.
Pretty rough with my relatives, but I don't really...
I'm wondering if he has something and doesn't know it because he's, conspiratorial about doctors.
I harbor those feelings anymore. It was mostly because I was stressed from traveling with Sarah. Sarah was very difficult to travel with. Yeah, it's like she couldn't do anything. She was just... I did the driving. She didn't do any driving for a good reason, because I didn't trust her on the highway, and she wasn't insured. But I did the driving on the trips, and then I did the making of the dinners at the motels. She helped with cleanup, though. And it just didn't work out. Traveling, and she says that she has this thing where if
she helped with cleanup.
Sitting in the passenger seat, she gets motion sickness.
Oh my God.
It's an actual physical ailment. So she's got her RV now, and she's driving. And I really don't want to say anything disparaging about Sarah, other than I think she just needs meds. And as far as trust, that's out the door, and the relationship is over. So I'm going to have to just accept it. Yeah, but I did leave it open because she could use this opportunity to stay in a low-cost room and still save money. Because I don't care that she's made $300,000, saved $300,000 living in this house. I don't care. I truly love Sarah. And
well, what'd you whip the calculator out for then?
That's what's kind of like a mind blower for me. But I just can't trust her. Not after this. Not after the way she's treating me. Okay. Oh my gosh, the house just went $2,200, and I never understood it. But she really thinks in her mind still that she saved me from getting COVID. So she never listened to anything I talked about with the COVID hysteria and the scam that went down. And they've got a lot of people like Sarah believing that viruses are real and they could easily be a pandemic and we all will have to be vaccinated. I could never break her out of that mindset. Her family kind of put her in that mindset. And then she deceived me by not telling me that she could have taken an exemption. And she told me that after she took her Pfizer shots that she could have taken an exemption if she wanted. I'm not looking at any women at all right now, but I have a vision of a woman in my life in the future. I do. And she's going to be really, really pretty. I think you'll be impressed. I mean,
so he already has a woman lined up, or is this going to be some AI bullshit joke?
Sarah was pretty, but my next woman will be really, really pretty. I remember Catherine Ross was looking at me in 1978 after she made the Stepford Wives. And I kind of looked like her husband in a little way. I mean, if I had a big mustache, I'd kind of look like him.
Yeah, at least the vision is there. At least he's
I told Sarah
it.
she's welcome to stay in the back room. I truly love her as a person. I truly do. I think she's a wonderful person and very intelligent, but now she's become this different person.
There you go.
And I don't think it's her fault. It's just a metabolic thing that she's going through. I really cut her a lot of slack. I wasn't afraid of accent shedding.
I cut her a lot of slack. She's the one that left. He's the one that wants her back, and this is what he's saying. I cut her a lot of slack. I never raised my voice to her. I never said anything mean to her. La, la, la. Me.
I relaxed on that whole issue. I realized there was an hysteria about it, and there still is a false hysteria about back shedding. I understand. Thank you, Chet. Well, it's true. And I don't really have a problem with upgrading.
Yeah, if I remember, Sarah's like much younger than him. I think he was like, when they met in an AOL chat room, she was like 20 and he was like 30, 38, 39 or something like that.
It was weird. The day I broke up with Sarah, I was at the Home Depot and I saw this woman that was really attractive, and I didn't run over and talk to her. But thank you. But I saw her with tons of stuff. I mean, she was putting tons of stuff in her Jeep Cherokee or something. I mean, it was like lots of stuff. And I thought to myself, she's got too much going on in her life. And I really didn't need a type A personality, a career woman with too much going on in her life. But I really don't really want to pick up on another, with another. I don't want a woman who has a kid already. So those are those.
At your age, David, that's gonna limit the field quite a bit.
They're kind of a turnoff for me. Yeah, and I don't really know. I'm not exactly the kind of person who wants kids, but I'd be a good father. I would, but I would never have a kid in my state. I'd have to move to another state.
Oh, God, no.
My state will take a kid out of their home without the parents' approval and give them.
Like, that's the one good thing about all of this is like that it's kind of kept him from procreating.
The transgender operation without even telling the parents.
Oh my God.
So, Washington is not the place to raise kids, especially when the state's this insane. The liberals are beyond insane in this state. They're over the top insane. They literally think they control your children's body and they can do whatever they want with it. You have no rights, according to these people. But I mean, I'm a mental. If a woman really wants to have a kid, like I'm very attracted to my dental hygienist, but she's
oh my God.
engaged to be married to a Mormon. And as much as I find her incredibly attractive, she's engaged. And she said her future husband wants 12 kids. And I'm going, I said, why don't you start with 2 and see how that goes? I don't know about the LGBT thing. All I can tell you is this woman hasn't had a boyfriend in 30 years.
Sarah got sucked into the LGBTQ JHGD thing
after her divorce, and her family won't even talk to her. So it sounds really weird. Now, she has a couple of kids that talk to her, but this woman is using Sarah as her companion and probably trying to, benefit from everything she can from Sarah. Because this woman was all alone in her house. She had no one living there. And the weirdest thing about this woman is that she has to look out the window. The son that doesn't talk to her, she has to look out the window at her grandkids every day, who she's not allowed to talk to. Now, that's got to lay a major trip on somebody, especially a woman who wants to be with her grandkids. So she's living in a little hell of her own, and she thought she'd bring Sarah.
Yeah, I'm probably going to raid Michelle when I finish this.
And take her away from me. I'm just giving you the hard facts of what's happening. And I think she's highly manipulative, this woman. And I didn't even want her to go on the cruise, but Sarah asked her family, and none of her family.
So this is, I believe, the closeted lesbian that he's talking about is trying to steal Sarah away from Dave.
Wanted to take a free cruise. One sister said she had to plant during that time period. And I said to Sarah, that sounds like her husband doesn't want her to travel.
That's bullshit. He has to plant during that time period. So one sister said she wouldn't go, and the other sister didn't want to go. It's like, this woman was the last choice. And consequently, I get the raw end of the deal. I told her she should take a cruise and treat herself. Boy, she treated me like shit. Holy crap. This could be handled very simply by being nice, talking on the phone, opening a dialogue. Yeah, we just didn't get along. We didn't get along too well, I guess. But the way she's hard slamming me is weird.
Just leave her alone.
Yeah, well, she doesn't know that I'm going to be a famous politician.
Run, Sarah, run.
My dentist doesn't realize what I do. Yeah, she found out Sarah has money and she wants in on that money. Well, Sarah saved $300,000.
I think the takeaway from all of this is that Dave halved his voter base for 2028.
Thing would be. So that woman wants in on that money. You know it. That's part of it.
That's what he's really panicking about.
So Sarah wouldn't have saved all this money if she hadn't had a really good deal here. But whatever. I'm happy she has money. Sarah loves money. She's greedy. She's materialistic. And she's very stingy.
See, I mean, he acts like, again, like he hasn't said an ill word about her, but she's greedy, she's stingy, she's a miser.
But not so stingy when it comes to some of the simplest things. So, frankly, I don't have any hard feelings about this because I know that she's really mentally, there's something off. Nothing's right going on here. This is bizarre.
Oh my God.
If she had her meds, she wouldn't be doing this.
If she had her meds.
Celeste. She's sometimes some of my relatives, so that's
like if she needs to be on meds to be like right for Dave, like that's not a good sign.
It's good. And I want to kind of restore relations with everybody. I don't want to bear any judgment of anyone. I want to approach everyone in my family without judgment. That's my goal. Because I think if we live in the past, we're not going to, be happy. Yeah, that's how I feel about Connie too. Connie came over yesterday and she was in the beginning of the show, and I didn't want to bring her in the show, but there is a possibility that Connie and I may take a road trip together, so you may get a chance to meet her on the road in my videos.
Oh,
yeah, I mean, I talked about taking a road trip, albeit not this year, I guess, because Sarah screwed everything up. Unbelievable. Yeah, the day that Sarah left me, she actually said she was going to give me the $1,400 that she was getting from this friend for the
press one if you want to see Connie
for her portion of the trip. So she said she was going to get the $1,400 in cash. Now, mind you, she set this up so that she'd be able to escape from me by pretending like the woman's check didn't arrive in the mail. That she was going to send a check for $1,400 and it didn't arrive. And she actually had me go to the post office a couple times to check to the mailbox and it hadn't arrived. So then the logical conclusion is, oh, she'll go over there and get cash. Well, I said, well, I could go with you. I can go up to Bellingham and we could go to Trader Joe's together. I'll just wait in the car when you get the cash. And I could see she was getting very angry. Her eyes were like lightening up, and it's like that wasn't part of the plan. The plan was to get away from David, escape. So she concocted this diabolical plan where she was going to get the money and then even offer me the $1,400 just to, kind of sweeten the deal. That she was probably just planning on just going up to see her friend and not dumping me right there and then. But everything was taken out of the house over a three-week period since she got back from Alaska and saw God. So as soon as she saw Jesus, she started lying and deceiving and diabolically planning to get out of my house. And somebody said, didn't you see her taking stuff out? I kind of saw her in the peripheral, but I thought she was just working outside. And at one point, she even said, I'm going to work outside right now. And then she'd go sit in the car and call her friends. So it's all deception. It's like, okay, I've never been deceptive like that in my life. I don't plot things out and screw people over. I've never cheated or lied or stolen anything in my life. But
no, he's perfect, guys. He's never done anything wrong ever in his life.
Yeah, she just had and she didn't even have any remorse.
Like, do you see how he buttresses every fucking statement with that shit?
She doesn't have any remorse. And she has no empathy for what's happening. She thinks she's actually helping by cutting me off and hard slamming me right now and ghosting me. I didn't even say anything. I just asked her what she had written, one of my relatives. Sarah was in touch with my relatives during this time period that she was plotting to leave me. So I've had a situation evolve on the side where I spoke with her at the DMV when we transferred titles.
Okay. Here's Connie. Aloha from the Big Island. I had to scroll down a lot to find her channel. Hold on. This video is kind of old. She has newer videos, though, I think.
Coming to you from a little town on the southern tip of the big island of Hawaii called Na'alui.
Do you see how she she looks like fucking Dave in drag? It's like Dave if he had kept the long haircut from 3.5.
The volcanic national park. And I'm here waiting to
Let me
speak
get
to
this
someone
off the
about
screen.
A B&B manager job.
She's
and
doing the RV
and
thing?
various other things that the proprietress needs help with. It's January 29th, 2016. And I just want to show you where I am. I'm in a macadamia nut farm.
Oh my god. She, I think, is slightly more normal, but my understanding is she's kind of a nut too.
It is. It is.
I think she's an anti-vaxxer. I could be wrong
truly
about
is. That's
that.
why I'm wondering, is this a possession or something? Some sort of demonic possession? I don't know. But then again, yeah, you were onto something there. I should have trusted you more. It's totally up and weird. And she's changed into a different person, really. Well, I had to let Sarah drop ATP like that. Now, mind you, I told Sarah that what I want to do online is start the beginning, test the waters for a third party. And I could kind of fake the idea that I want to run for president without officially running. That went right over her head. She didn't understand that. I said, this is going to take 20-year commitment.
What do you mean fake running for president? You literally filed with the FEC to run.
She didn't understand that either. And she does selective listening. And then she said, well, I want to run officially for the Senate. I said, well, you only get 5% of the vote, so it's kind of pointless.
Oh, this is where it was. Yeah, the 5% of the vote comment. When Sarah did this, she got 10%.
Run for a local office. That was my point. We're dealing with a national trend toward a third party. We can't do this locally. You can't fight it locally and think globally, like the Democrats keep saying. It doesn't work that way. The two parties will destroy you in the field. And
that's just not true. Like I said, she got 10% and running under America's third party. And like 10% is very good for a third party candidate. That is like an extremely good showing. And this was back in 2008 when he first started this whole fucking thing. I think it was probably even before the blackface thing. But after the blackface thing, after he did the blackface thing, what chance did she have? She was now the husband of the blackface candidate.
So in a way, she said, I want to do it officially. So she did it officially and put our name out there, and all my privacy was...
And keep in mind, she's a school teacher this whole time, too.
Shot to hell. Completely exposed me. And I said, this is exposing everything. But I'll go with it. You're going to run for Senate. And then 8 years later, I ran for House of Representatives here to finalize it in 2014. Because I wanted to follow up on that whole thing. Meanwhile, she dropped off after the first year and a year and a half, really. And she gave it her all, though. She did give me some support in 2012, though, with Americans Elect. And she did some canvassing with those snakes over there. She met the Jews that run the political structure. She got us a meetup.
Not she met the Jews. He is very anti-Semitic, if you hadn't guessed by now.
In San Francisco, and we went down there and had an interesting meetup with other people who wanted to be on ballots. It was actually a competition that it turns out the Rothschilds put it on. I was unbeknownst to me, I found out from another candidate that the Rothschilds bankrolled the whole thing for $40 million. So Sarah got me involved in that. I had nothing to do with the Rothschilds, but I found out about it on the side. And that was an interesting experience, and I'm kind of glad I had that. So from 2008 to 2012, Sarah was really kind of active and not active, because she basically destroyed the centrist alliance when she didn't listen to what I said. I told her, I said, we don't want any rules. I want the centrist alliance to evolve in the media. So, and it did. We got in the Saturday Evening Post, or I think it was the Post we got in, Washington Post. So not Saturday Evening Post, sorry. Old magazine. We got in the Washington Post, and that was interesting. Centrist Alliance. We got the National Centrist Party to get behind us. We got the Reform Party, Ross Perot's party, to look at us and be a part of it. We even got the Modern Whig Party and the Old Whig Party. Believe it or not, all those people came together, and then the National Centrist Party, who was running a big budget with a guy managing the budget,
and then they found out you were the blackface guy, right?
Basically draining their money, said they wanted bylaws. And I said, no bylaws. We just want to cross-promote each other. We don't want bylaws right now. and she didn't get the message across, and consequently everybody dropped off when somebody wanted bylaws. That's what happened with the Centrist Alliance. But we tried. Everybody was on board initially, but once somebody wanted bylaws, forget it. Nobody wants in on that. I understood that. Sarah didn't. So in a way, she kind of lost that deal too. And mind you, all of the businesses.
Wait, how the fuck was that Sarah's fault?
I had, she basically wasn't able to participate. But I said, and this is what kind of is interesting about this show, is that I said, I just want to keep something going. So we heard about Blog Talk Radio. We got on Blog Talk Radio. I did a show there for 200 shows. Sarah basically encouraged me to do the blackface because she wanted to destroy my political future, she said.
What? What? Sarah encouraged him to do blackface multiple times to ruin his political career. Is he fucking serious right now?
At that point, she was deep in her resentment stage.
Well, I guess he doesn't defend it anymore.
The attitude she has was one of resentment toward me. Yeah, she even admitted that to me recently. She said the reason why I supported it was because she wanted to destroy my political future. So all the while I was living with this wolf in sheep clothing, she's pretending to be nice to me this whole time. period. And it was just almost an unbelievable deception. It is evil.
That scared the shit out of me.
And she doesn't seem to care when she's in this mood of sounding evil. Even when she said she found Jesus, I wrote her in text. I said, "You after you found Jesus, you lied to me. You diabolically planned all of this, and you nearly crashed the car, and I could have lost my life." I wrote her that in email or in text. She didn't respond to any of those texts. I didn't do any more texts. I'm not badgering her. I just told her how I felt in text, and it's very simple. She's had only a couple texts back and just acknowledging that she got it. Because I actually said, "Could you acknowledge you got the text?"
You want her to feel guilty for almost getting in an accident.
And she wrote, "Received." It's systematic evil for a long, long time. And now she claims she found Jesus, which is even more demonic. Anyone who wants to violate...
She found Jesus, which is even more demonic.
The fifth commandment, "Thou shalt not worship graven images before thee," and chooses Jesus over God, automatically opens the door to demons. Automatically. That's what a lot of these evangelical born-again people have. They're being demonized right now by people like Joel Osteen, the Jew that he is. Well, the nice thing is I have a comfortable life. I don't need to worry too much. I have very low output. I live on very little money.
Yeah, I don't know how long that's gonna last, but we'll see.
Well, the thing is, if Sarah has this RV freedom, she'll have a lot of fun, and she really wants to have fun right now. So I bet you have, Mr. Humphrey.
We need to have him and Rev do Jesus chat one day. Maybe if Rev ever finds a home.
Yeah, who the hell talks to someone they've been with 27 years like that? I know. What I told Sarah about the blackface, and this is all going in my book as well. I said, ironically, I had to do the blackface. So it doesn't matter whether you wanted to destroy my political future or not, because the only way I could get any exposure at all was to do the blackface. And that's true. I wouldn't have an audience right now to listen to me, and thank you. And my audience stretches a lot farther than this chat room. Many of you don't realize, but we're being rebroadcast all across the globe every night. This show is one of the most popular shows in the world, and the elites hate it. That's why they keep attacking it. Now, the problem is the people that watch my show are poor. A lot of them watch it on rabbit ears and UHF, but they cannot get into our chat room.
Who the hell is watching Vaughn live on rabbit ears? I can't even get it to work in a fucking browser.
Chat room locked out IPs from foreign countries
might have fixed that
5 or 6 years ago.
Or in a TV
I've got
browser.
video proof of massive viewership rolling onto the chat rooms. If you weren't in the chat room 6 or 7 years ago, you didn't see it. But that's right around the time that this site pulled all those IPs out of the chat. And then they made it required no VPN, then VPN, and this site's been playing.
Imagine Sarah being a teacher and the kids' parents look her up and they see that her partner's doing blackface. No, exactly. Like, he doesn't seem to really care too much that, like, there were repercussions for her, too.
A lot of side games, just keeping...
And it's not like she didn't stay with them for almost 20 years after the fact.
People out of the chat. You didn't realize that. Many of you don't realize that you're grandfathered in and having your IP come in here all the time.
A lot of people can't get in here.
Like, when is the last time Sarah has been seen? That's what I want to know.
Well, I haven't beared false witness about the buttons. All I can tell you is the button. Somebody made $75,000 on my 2016 buttons that I didn't even make. There's a lot of illegal activity going on the side regarding what I've been doing, and many people have made lots of money. I've never made a penny. So I'm walking the line. I'm walking the walk, and there's nobody with more integrity than I have. I understand, Mr. Humphreys. That's why you're still in the show. I'm giving you the benefit of the doubt. I don't forgive anyone who took $75,000 worth of buttons, but
so like she just hasn't been seen like on stream at all and since 2024, because that is starting to look kind of suspicious.
I'm letting you be in the chat room. And you never made a penny, Anita. You barely survived. Anita's a survivor, folks. She's one of the most amazing people to live on a budget that she has from NHS. It's crazy how little she lives on. You are an amazing person, Anita. And I'm kind of a person who lives on very little. I mean, I wash my own clothes by hand. I hand dry them in the sun. You probably don't know this about me. We can't get a single FBI agent to investigate anyone on Epstein's list, but Lindsey Graham died from a heart attack, and we now have 20.
Now, I have a super chat goal for this, but I'm not going to lie. I might be curious enough to do it anyway.
Any FBI agents tearing his house apart. They waited until his wife sent in the cleaner to remove all the evidence. I wouldn't doubt it. Copy that, Jack Bauer. Yeah, they let the FBI into doctor evidence so that no one will find any evidence of ladybug anal warts in the house. Oh, we took Sarah's clothes to the washing machine. But I'm the kind of guy that washes my own shirts and things like that. You know, that's just who I am. This shirt was hand washed, sun dried. Yeah, I mean, I'm probably one of the most budget conscious people you'll ever meet. I'm Norwegian. So we're really very, very miserly. I taught that to Sarah, and she's really miserly too. She figured out a way to make.
So now she's greedy, but like you're the one who taught her to be greedy.
$300,000 in extra money saved by living with a guy she pretended to like.
Oh my God! Like, do you see? Like, come on.
No, that was the impression. Sarah was a gentle liberal hippie. That was what I thought when I met her. I didn't know she was materialistic and greedy. I had no idea. I have a lot of resources, and one of my resources.
Never said a bad word about her, though.
Resources is a bug out location that's self-sufficient, and I can go to the bug out location and be self-sufficient and never have to worry about a thing. I can even wash my my clothes on the rock next to the river. The canned good thing to happen toward the end of this time. I've saved a bunch of canned foods and made chilies and all kinds of stuff. I didn't have too much go to waste. I was amazed. I had a huge canned food disaster just 6 months ago in this office. No, I didn't, Joe. I saw a lot of women Sarah's age that looked.
David, I heard Sarah was yelling at you on stream one time. Is that true?
A lot worse than Sarah.
Oh, Joe said, Dave, did you see any ladies with sexy feet?
She's a very attractive woman. I'm sure she'll find whoever she wants in life, and I just wish her the best. Sarah never, Sarah rarely ever yelled at me, but she did call me names at times. You got to understand, I like that ideal person that you talked about. Bengalitis has this impression that Sarah's this gentle hippie, gentle liberal hippie. That's as far from the truth as anyone could ever be. I thought she was when I met her, but she's a different person now, and she's very materialistic, and she's taken all the money she saved on the rent and put it in the stock market. Yeah, so she's leveraged.
So what? So what? How much money did she put in the stock market? Is that what this is really about, Dave?
85% of her assets.
Is that why you want to be like, oh, well, you're still in the will. Maybe you'll put me in yours.
Into the stock market. Now, I was the guy that told her about NVIDIA. I was the one that told her about NVIDIA stock. And she won't even give me credit for that. She thinks it was her idea to buy NVIDIA stock at $11 a share. And she's made a ton of money on that.
It was her money.
That's really one of her biggest stock wins.
I was the one that said you should look into NVIDIA. But granted, she was doing research too, and she's very good with stocks. I'm urging her now to get AMD stock. She didn't. No, yeah, very little. I was the one that told her to buy Bitcoin at $1.35. That's what I told her to buy Bitcoin at $1.35. So that's when I said we should get a Bitcoin at $1.35. I told her that. She didn't care about it. But I'm not materialistic, so I didn't buy any. But I was the one that.
I'm not materialistic, so I didn't buy any Bitcoin. Like, give me a fucking break.
Wanted her to get. I said you should get Bitcoin at $1.35. Just buy a few $100. You know, it's not a big deal.
Like the things that did not happen.
She didn't listen to me, so she lost shitloads of money not listening to me. Yeah, really. But I gave her a tip recently. Get AMD stock. I think that'll really be going up. She has $300,000 worth of stock. Yeah, I'm sure. She saved all that from the rent that I charge her, just utility money. So she pretended to be my friend and be nice to me for 20 years of this 27 years. 7 years were idyllic. I'd say 6 years were idyllic. We never, ever even, oh man, it was just the best time. And she helped me get through my parents, as a helper in the house. She helped me get through my parents' situation. So as a helper, she was very effective.
As a helper. I mean, and he's wondering why Sarah hasn't come back.
Should be. I know. I can't believe it. It's just I'm in a state of shock. I've never said anything negative about her.
Sadly enough, press 1 if this in any way reminds you of the fucking Zachary Michael breakup.
I just speak the truth. I was always nice to her. I never said a bad word to her, and she acknowledged that in text that I've never said a bad word to her. So she just has this deep-seated anger that she's been storing inside, being she's passive aggressive. And she hates me for her depression. And her depression is part of her disease that she has. So just get treatment. She just needs to get treatment.
It's just very like egocentric and like, why would you leave me? I've done everything for you.
Well, she has a retirement plan. She doesn't need me. I will say that I did an immaculate job of transferring her stuff into the RV, and she said it was very well organized. And I said, yeah, I want you to have the best possible
congratulations.
I think it's great. You have your independence now. That's great. I actually said that to her at the DMV.
You played Tetris in the back of an RV. Congratulations, David.
I was very nice, but she seemed paranoid, like I was a bad person or something. She's got this inflated view in her mind about me. I don't understand it. It's very weird. Okay, here's the story about Epstein. Oh, don't ever talk about the show. It's a bannable offense. Don't ever say it. Don't ever criticize. This is not a wig. This is my real hair.
Not a wig.
No, this is my real hair. I use this natural colorant, and initially it washes out over time, and it'll get lighter and lighter every day. But I use this Light Mountain Natural hair coloring conditioner, and this is the same stuff that Lucille Ball used when she was a redhead.
Oh my god!
But this is a brown color. It's fantastic. It's a natural plant protein. I can't control how it sets. I have to leave it in my hair for 45 minutes. Any type of criticism against my hair will automatically have your account banned. If you try to criticize, I have the best hair in the world.
So if you're going to his channel later tonight, don't criticize his hair or his hairline or you'll get banned.
So, and this is all natural. It's not a wig.
He did time me out. If it says you get muted in the Vaughn chat, it's only 5 minutes, apparently.
So if you can't handle the fact that I have the best hair on earth, you need to get out of the show.
But if you get banned, you're banned.
Yes, he did die from a valve problem, they said. Valvular issue. That's what they call a heart attack, when your valve bursts.
If you look her up as a teacher, she has a pretty good career and it's well regarded. Published a few academic articles. Oh, Lord.
You bleed out?
I'm just like, I'm questioning how much I want to dig into this.
That's also called a heart attack.
But,
so yes, he died from a heart attack.
I am interested.
But that's probably the heart attack weapon that's been used by the CIA for years. No, I think they just killed him with a heart attack weapon. He was getting a little too up on himself. They didn't like that.
So she picked up the RV, but when did she actually move out, I guess? Or when did she leave? When did she leave the shed is, I guess, the question I'm asking. Is that the question? Like, was she in the shed up until she left?
He had to jump the hoops of the New World Order. If you don't do exactly what the Zionist elites tell you to do, they'll take you out. That's why you need me, who's insulated from all that. I'm not viable.
That's why you need me.
They can buy anyone they want, and I'm not about to have a trip to Epstein Island. So I haven't been able to get in touch with one of my relatives for the past 5 or 6 days. And and Sarah said that she had texted one of my relatives.
Yeah.
Right around the time she got back from her trip.
So I guess the relative is the cousin.
And I'm going,
his cousin.
What did you say in the text? She's never responded.
Oh my God.
So
when Sarah's sister was murdered, I think I didn't know Sarah had a murdered sister. What the fuck? I think she started reevaluating her relationship with Dave then. So when was her sister murdered?
I hadn't been in touch with my relatives. I put the word out to all my relatives that, this person isn't reachable.
I mean, I made that fucking video just this. Like, I've never really watched Dave this closely. Like, he's just always been the fucking goofy political asshole.
And all of a sudden I get a text message saying, I'm right here. I'm right here.
Okay.
I'm reachable. So, okay. So I tried calling. Didn't even get a greeting.
I mean, I'm kind of surprised that he doesn't seem to, like, attribute that to being why Sarah might be acting differently. You know what I mean? Like, but the truth is, it's him. He's the fucking problem, and he needs to really assess that, but he's not going to.
Not even a greeting on the answering machine. Not like, hi, this is so-and-so, leave your message. Nothing. So I've been leaving blank.
No, like, I've known about him since probably, like, 2016. But I never really watched him that closely. I've just kind of known about him because I think that was about the time he was doing a lot of the call-in shows, right?
Messages to that phone, and still I have no greeting. So I texted him
because I mostly know of Dave because of T. Rucker.
This person, and they said, "Oh yeah, I can't contact you today. I have to talk to you tomorrow morning." It's like, wow, but everything's good. Okay, so I'll get to the bottom of what that text message was. Why Sarah would contact my relatives right after she got back from Alaska. I'd like to know what that text was, because it just seems odd to me. I don't text her relatives. I've never written her relatives before. It's like, oh my God.
Yeah, see, this is what he was looping about last night, and like, let me see when the date is. Yeah, this is July 16th, but he was looping about this last night about contacting her relatives. Like, I'm thinking about contacting her relatives because she contacted mine, and I shouldn't say everybody. I said, fucking don't do it. Somebody did say he should, but I don't know. I'm sure he did it at the end of the day.
There's a lot of weird things happening in the background. One of my relatives won't contact me, so for some reason.
Yeah, it does sound like there's a lot of weird things happening in the background that I had no idea about. Well, that's a lot. Now, listen, that's all I really had was this playlist of, like, clips that I could find. And here's the thing. I'll link David's channel in the chat again, because I know y'all want to watch this guy. It's Vaughn Live, what is it, ATP show? Yes, Vaughn.live/ATP show. So I'm going to link his Vaughn Live channel in the chat. Here's the thing, as I was like, this would be really hard to research because Vaughn Live doesn't really have, like, VODs or anything. But then I was like, let me go check out Cool Rock, which don't go to this website, it's not encrypted. But I went to Cool Rock, and I was like, maybe they have an archive on there. And I look, and he's got a Rumble archive, and he actually dual streams to Rumble. So I don't know if he pays attention to the Rumble chat, but, like, all his streams are here on Rumble. So this is totally a researchable thing. So be sure to hit the like button and give me money. And I will probably resume this topic again in a couple of days. Press 1 if you're down for it. Because I think it could be interesting. I didn't know about this whole shed thing before I said I had empathy for him. Because I didn't know it went that deep. I knew Dave was an asshole. I didn't know he was, they had gotten that fucked up. So, apparently I missed something between 2016 and now. So, anyway, yeah, we'll get into it then. I will let you guys know. But for now, I'm out. I'm going to raid Michelle. If you guys want to check out Michelle's channel, she's doing a science show with Wafters. So subscribe. She's a really nice lady, so be nice. And thank you guys so much for coming by. I really do appreciate it, and I hope y'all have a great night. And by the way, if you want to watch him, I think he goes live at 9 Eastern. His Rumble's where all his VODs are. Yeah, exactly. So I will get to researching. Anyway, y'all have a good rest of the night.